because if it's a frame damage or airbag deployments, we don't buy it.
Okay.
So I could show you, but I'm sure it's a fender bender.
Okay, cool.
Which is normal. This car only has 2 previous owners, personal owners. We don't sell a car here that is being taxi before,
Okay.
or police, or hospital, or rental. Always personal.
Okay, good to know. All right. All right. So kind of look on that side. Oh, look on there too, right?
This rib, we're gonna take care of that.
Okay. Yeah,
We
good to
take care
know.
of everything. Also, look at the sign. All cars is service and warranty. So
Yeah.
every car goes through service. We do everything at no extra charge. There's no hidden fees here, and we detail in a order repair. We give it to you for your records.
Okay.
Whatever we do to the vehicle. The warranty covers you the engine, transmission. It's a nationwide warranty, and here with us also.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. So, yeah, because usually when they say, huh?
When you ask me a question about final price, I could give you a final price if you're paying cash. If you're financing, I cannot give you that question.
Okay.
Until I put the application in.
What's the final price in cash?
I'll talk to you in the office.
Okay.
Most likely, to let you know, it's $500 discount when you're paying cash.
Off this price.
Out of the total.
Oh, okay. So not this price.
Out of the total, we only charge tax and motor vehicle. At the bottom, we discount $500.
All right. Let me continue to look at the car. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. So basically, he was like telling me like, hey, we're going to take care of the car for you, all that. But it's kind of like the price of the car there. And then I think also one thing I wanted to do is I was trying to check the tires here, but they're going to jack the car. They never tell you the total, right? I think this is what they kind of do now. It's one price and then they flip it on you, right? So just don't buy from the dealership. Always try to buy private, because they're going to figure out a way to add $10,000 to the price of the car. So dealers, they're just trying to make money. They're not really looking to get anything. They're really trying to feed their kids. This is what they do for a living. So they're gonna try to see if someone's desperate, and they're gonna try to rip them off. You never want to buy from dealerships. We're just checking out the car to see what you should really try to see, right? So if you kind of continue from there, right, you want to try to look at the interior of the car. You want to try to make sure everything's kind of good to go here. You want to try to check out the mirrors, right? And I think that's when we start the car. So I'm kind of doing things wrong, but I'm noticing a lot of dents and scratches, right? You just want to do a couple of things before you start the car. And then I was going to ask about the tire pressure. But I can't pause the video, so I'm just going to take it and I'm going to ask them later. So let's see the tire pressure on this car, or what they should be. Alright, so I'm gonna check the tire pressure here. Oh, I didn't even see that cat. It just came out of nowhere, eh? How's that cat doing? Wild cat. I don't have any food on me, but board loading little thing, eh? Alright, I'll let it try to do its thing. I'm looking at the car right now. We don't want the cat in there try to scratch something up, but let it. That's a little more. In the dealership, you could never really negotiate things, because they could really try to fix things for you. All right, so that's 32 psi. Car should really be at 32 psi. And then I'm looking closely at the wheels, like that rotor. So this is a rotor. They see basically this what attaches your frame to the car, your wheel to the rest of the car, right? So there's like a rotor, and then there's a brakes, right? So I think those brakes. So that's the brakes. I don't really care about the brake caliper being rusted. You really care about the rotor being rusted, because if that rotor is rusted, right, that's going to have issues with alignment, and that can be very, very costly for you. So I know this thing needs new rotors. For sure. So that's one. The tire pressure should be all right. Let's see if the cat's still in there. Did it leave? All right, it's hiding in there for sure. It wants to try to make a home in it. Right. And then I think with anything, I don't want to. I just want to check because it might be, I'm not too sure, that if the tire pressures kind of stay throughout. So I think one thing I want to try to ask is how long has he had this car? And if it's not for long, then the tire pressure should be okay. But you kind of see that, you know, the state needs new rotors, right? Rotors are rusted, but your TPMS is okay. So just put that back on. All right, then the third one. See that looks like a dead. All right. So I said 33, even though you don't see it, you guys trust me. And I think the fourth one's gonna be 33 as well. But you know, you got your rusted rotors. You know, this may be good or bad. You know, you try to bring it in front of the dealer, see what they say. And then, you know, you can't tell, you can't see what's going on with the brakes. So, you know, after you check out our wheels, the tire pressure on the wheels, then what we're going to go ahead and do is that we're going to go ahead and, you know, look at the engine bay. And guys, as you're going along, anything you guys see, please let me know. Leave it in the comments so that we can talk about it. All right, so that's the fourth one. And then you take this one, and then just going to guess how much pressure is on this one. Yeah, so this one's 32. All right, so you just do that, and that takes care of that. Alright, so what we're going to do now, we're going to just open up the hood. I'll also open up the gas, try to see if there's anything. Open the trunk, just like that. Okay, so, and then I'm also going to attach the OBD2 scanner. I think I left it at home. Huge mistake. You know, I never want to try to leave that at home. I got to check my bag, see if it's there. If it's not, you know, I guess that'll be the video. All right, so that's what's really nice, you know, you don't have to lift up the lid. It's the lid. So it's trying to identify. So it looks like this is the engine, probably a 4-cylinder to me. I think this is like horizontal, so like the cylinders and the pistons are all horizontal. This is the battery, air filter, right? That's your brake fluid right there in the back. Something happened there. I'm not too sure why that's there like that. You know, that's where your struts for your front, for your front suspension is, right? This is where the shock, you know, is attached to the frame, right? This is the window washer fluid, and yeah, and then, you know, that's your alternator in front, right? And then, you know, okay, so that's where all your circuits are. This looks like it's an air filter. This looks like it's clipped on, right? Engine bay, right? They always try to clean these, you know, they always try to clean these, try to make it look nice, but, you know, that's usually just to cover something up, right? So that looks like the well, this looks like it's probably a transmission disc. Now this looks like the acid be the engine dipstick, right? So you want to try to take a look at things, and then that's the. All right, so, you know, I'm getting a little confused. All right, I know this is the coolant, and then, you know, when you take a closer look. Oh, I wonder what this is for. Wonder if that's this kind of goes to the engine, huh? Oh, it's really kind of interesting. I'm not too sure what that's is for. I wonder if that's for your AC. I never really see, because, you know, this is going to be for your, that's going to be your power, that's where you're going to be your brake fluid. I wonder if that's power steering. You know, I'm making mistakes here, so really try to be quiet. But, you know, this is for your windshield. So let's try to take a look at that coolant. Let's try to see what's going on in there. Let's try to see if there's any froth. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Right, and it looks clean. You know, so we have no coolant issues with that. Right, so then we have no head gasket issues. Right, and then the fans look kind of clean. You know, look at that coolant. Right, and then if I'm not mistaken, all right, so I kind of see the fluid in there, right, and then, but you know, this thing needs coolant. I don't know, so that's one question. How long you guys have been driving with the coolant? Because you kind of see, you can clearly see that this thing doesn't have any coolant in it. So windshield washer fluid, no one really cares about that. We just want to try to test if it works. So the battery terminals, right, you want to try to check positive, negative. You want to check the positive one. All right, so it's look okay. I'm not complaining about that. I mean, there's nothing really to see in the circuit in the fuse box, but you know, it's something that anyways, try to see what's probably in there. All right, you know, typical, you know, no rats in there. You got some extra, yeah, you got extra, yeah, some extras, you know, just in case you kind of need one of these has a short circuit. So that's really kind of good, really good to know. And there's the engine oil. You want to try to open this lid up. You want to try to see if there's any froth in there. If there's froth, that means there's something wrong with the engine. Walk away from the car. Alright, so that looks good. I don't really see anything on it, so that was kind of good, but it's really interesting how this works. So what if the engine's down there? This is a lid for some sort. And then you want to check the engine oil. Engine oil, you want to try to make sure that there's nothing milky on it. So